بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. All praises to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who enabled us to worship Him and to draw close to Him, and the benefits of drawing close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is being embraced in His mercy and attaining His happiness and satisfaction. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, just as in this month of Ramadan He has granted us to gain this closeness to Him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants us istiqamah on our good deeds, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala maintain this proximity and closeness to Him. Yesterday I was speaking about the Battle of Badr, which took place on the 17th of Ramadan, which is the day that's just passed now. And I talked about some of the things that were related to the Battle of Badr. The Prophet ﷺ, as he went out for the Battle of Badr, the Prophet ﷺ left one of his companions back in Medina, and that was Sayyidina Uthman radiallahu anhu. One of the main companions, the major companions of the Prophet ﷺ, the one who was clearly missing was Sayyidina Uthman. Sayyidina Abu Bakr was there, Sayyidina Umar was there, Sayyidina Ali, and Sayyidina Hamza, and so many of the great companions of the Prophet ﷺ, they were present in the Battle of Badr. But Sayyidina Uthman was not present. Why was Sayyidina Uthman not present? He was behind in Medina because the daughter of the Prophet ﷺ, Sayyidina Ruqayya radiallahu anha, was severely ill, the wife of Sayyidina Uthman. And as the Prophet ﷺ comes home with the victory of Badr, he comes home to the stark reality of life that his daughter had passed away. Sayyidina Ruqayya radiallahu anha had passed away whilst they were in Badr. And Sayyidina Ruqayya radiallahu anha, as I said, she was the wife of Sayyidina Uthman. Sayyidina Ruqayya and Sayyidina Uthman, they have both migrated firstly to Abyssinia. So when the Muslims had immense hardship in Mecca, the Prophet ﷺ advised them to begin to look for a safe haven. So the first safe haven that the Muslims found was across the Red Sea in Africa, in Abyssinia. And this was a potential destination for the Muslims to move to permanently. So many of the companions of Rasulullah ﷺ, they moved. Sayyidina Uthman radiallahu anhu was amongst those, and his wife Sayyidina Ruqayya. Sayyidina Ja'far, the cousin of the Prophet ﷺ, the brother of Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu, was amongst those as well. So there's more than 80 individuals who migrated. And later, many of them returned back to Mecca. And even some of them stayed there until they returned to Medina. When the Prophet ﷺ was well settled in Medina, when it became clear that Medina is where the Muslims are going to live. So Sayyidina Ruqayya radiallahu anha sadly passed away whilst the Prophet was in Badr. I don't know if I mentioned before that the children of the Prophet ﷺ, it's very important that we know the Prophet ﷺ. And a person is known by the surroundings. And a person is known by their lineage and by the family and the offspring. So in order to know the Prophet ﷺ well, one of the avenues is to know the family of the Prophet ﷺ. So the Prophet ﷺ had 3 sons and 4 daughters. The Prophet ﷺ had 7 offspring, direct offspring. 3 sons and 4 daughters. The 3 sons of the Prophet ﷺ all passed away when they were young. All of the sons of the Prophet passed away when they were young. They didn't reach adulthood, they didn't even reach the age of youth. They passed away at a very, very young age. And it reminds us of the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tests the ones that He loves. We look into the dunya and we see people, they've got beautiful cars, they've got big houses, they're living luxurious lives. And we think that somehow they're special. The people who are special are the ones who are special in Allah's eyes. If Allah has given wealth to a person, we should thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wealth is not a curse. Wealth is a blessing as well. But it's a test. And a person should make shukr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because the Prophet always preferred things to be easy, not to be difficult. And one of the things I mentioned a few weeks ago, I was teaching from the hadith from Riyadh al-Salihin, that when you pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we should never ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for sabr. We should never, ever, ever ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for sabr. So this sounds astonishing, sounds weird. Why do we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for sabr? Because the result of sabr is known when you face hardship. You are basically asking, Ya Allah, give me hardship, in order I can be patient in the hardship. We don't ask for that. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for ease. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not to be tested. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tests those who are special to Him. The Prophet said in the hadith, مَنْ يُرِدْ اللَّهُ بِهِ خَيْرًا يُصِبْهُ. The Prophet said that the one who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants good for, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will test the person with trials. So many of us, we face trials in our life and difficulties in our life. And the reminder for us that this difficulty is a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The wrapping of this gift is not something that's nice. The wrapping is something that's not easy to bear. But within it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will always put something special in your life. It will be transformative to you in your life. So it's a reminder for us. So Sayyidah Ruqayyah radiallahu ta'ala passed away whilst the Prophet was in Badr. Also the 17th of Ramadan, al-Mu'mineen Aisha radiallahu ta'ala passed away in the year approximately 57 and 58 Hijri. So from the wives of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, one of the companions of the Prophet Amr ibn al-As radiallahu anhu once asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who is the most beloved to you from the people? And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Aisha. Aisha is the most beloved to me from the people. Then he asked, what about from the men? Who's the most beloved? He said, Abuha, her father is the most beloved. Still, he said, her father, and connected back to Sayyidah Aisha. The Prophet had immense love for Sayyidah Aisha radiallahu ta'ala. And how honored was Sayyidah Aisha radiallahu ta'ala that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed away with her embracing the Prophet sallallahu. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam head was in the lap of Sayyidah Aisha as his soul, blessed soul left his body. The saliva of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was mixed with the saliva of Sayyidah Aisha because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he was at the last stages of his life, an individual, the person came into the house and he was holding a miswak. And the Prophet looked at it and Sayyidah Aisha realized that the Prophet wanted to use that. And the Prophet loved cleanliness. This is one of the beautiful characteristics of the Prophet. He loved cleanliness. So what she did is that she took the miswak and she chewed the end of it and softened it for the Prophet. And then she brushed the teeth of the Prophet with that. And her saliva was mixed with the saliva of the Prophet. As the Prophet departed from this dunya. So Aisha radiallahu ta'ala, she says that she once saw a dream. In a dream she saw 3 pieces of the moon fall from the sky and fall into her lap. She went to her father. Like Yusuf alayhi salam to his father, she went to her father. This shows you the relationship and connection. So she told Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu the dream. So Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala said that there's something special about this dream. Later on, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed away. And Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu reminded her of that dream and said that one of those moons has fallen. The Prophet was buried in the house of Sayyidina Aisha radiallahu anha. So after the Prophet was buried, Sayyidina Abu Bakr reminded her, this is one of the moons and it's the best of the pieces of the moon. Later on what happened? Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu passed away and he also was buried in the house of Sayyidina Aisha radiallahu anha. Then after that, she actually had reserved a place in there to be buried for herself. Sayyidina Aisha wanted for herself to be buried with her husband, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and with her father in the house that she lived in. And by the way, the Prophet was buried in the house because the Prophet mentioned that wherever the prophets passed away, that is the chosen spot where they should be buried. So when the Prophet passed away, the bed of the Prophet was moved, and the grave of the Prophet was dug up underneath that, and the Prophet was buried there. So Sayyidah Aisha radiallahu anha reserved one place for herself. Later on, Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu in his Khilafah, at the end of his Khilafah, he was attacked, and he was on his deathbed, and he sent his son Abdullah ibn Umar. In fact, the first thing he said to him is that he was literally about to pass away. He didn't know how long he's going to have. He said, first of all, count my debts. Check what debts I owe the people and clear those debts. Yeah, that's very, very important. Because there's 2 rights. You have Allah's rights over you and you have people's rights. If the people don't forgive you, don't look for forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Forgiveness needs to come from people because the right has not been given to them. And that's a very, very important message in that. So the debts were cleared. They said that go to the house of al-Mu'mineen, Sayyidah Aisha radiallahu anha, and knock on her door and seek permission to enter. And when she gives you permission, then say, Umar has a request from you. And don't even say Amir al-Mu'mineen, don't even use my title because I'm not Amir al-Mu'mineen anymore, I'm leaving this dunya. And say to her that Umar has a request from you, that he wants to be buried with his 2 friends, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Abu Bakr. And if she says yes, then return back. So he went to the house of Sayyidina Aisha radiallahu anha, he knocked on the door, he sought permission, he went in, and he told her what Sayyidina Umar had said. And Sayyidina Aisha said, Wallahi, this spot is more beloved to me than everything. But today I'm going to prefer Umar over myself. And I will allow Umar to be buried here. So she went back to Sayyidina Umar. Sayyidina Umar was in tears of happiness. where he said, wait, when I pass away, take my body and knock on the door again and seek permission.
Allah.
If she allows, then bury me there. If she doesn't allow me, then bury me with the regular Muslims. And that's why Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala got that precious spot. No VIP to reserve that. Nobody can get that. Except if it comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. She sacrificed that spot with the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam gave us the number. So Sayyidah Aisha radiallahu ta'ala passed away on the 17th of Ramadan as well in the year approximately 58 Hijri. Her janazah was prayed over by Sayyidina Abu Hurairah radiallahu ta'ala. And she was the most learned of the women of all of the ummah of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. There's 2,210 hadiths that are narrated and recorded from her. From all of the wives of the Prophet collectively, there's no more than 400 hadiths. From all of the wives of the Prophet, she narrated alone 2,210 hadiths from the Prophet, which are collected. So she's one of those who narrated numerous hadiths from the Prophet, and what an inspiration she is for not only the women, the men as well. Right? She used to give the fatwa in the time of the companions. The companions used to come to her to ask her opinion, ask for verdicts. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increased our love for the Prophet sallallahu everything that connects to him, his household, his family, his wife and his companions. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspired us by them, and by their great rank, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevated our lowly rank as well. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us.